Okay, welcome back. And
Hello.
another episode, Go to Realtors Podcast, Investment Realtors Podcast. Justin here with Lewis.
Hello.
Happy Monday to everybody.
Happy Monday.
Hope you had a good weekend.
Yeah. How was your weekend?
It was good.
Good.
We were discussing off camera. We both went to pumpkin patches, not
Of
together,
course, not together,
with
but
our significant others and
Yeah.
our families.
Yeah.
October's a good time. I mean, you got football, you got sweaters, you got cold weather, fires, pumpkin.
crunchy leaves.
Crunchy Leaves is a
Crunchy
good
leaves.
one.
Don't forget that. And you were watching some football. You watched the Chiefs game this
yeah,
weekend,
it was really
right?
good. It was really good. Fantasy Football League not doing too well, but that's another topic.
We
another
actually
one.
went head to head this week in
Yeah.
fantasy.
Got annihilated
Well,
as a rookie.
Bad luck because your QB was a last second sit. He was injured.
Yep.
Somehow he hurt his shoulder in practice. I don't know.
That's just how it happens.
Is that what happens sometimes, guys?
We want to thank all of our subscribers that have been emailing us.
Yeah.
Emailing into us about
Yep.
topics, what we've been covering. It's been great.
Yeah, it means a lot, guys. Like I know we say it every week, but like
Heartfelt.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So
So keep them coming, basically.
today we have a good one. We touched on it a couple times, I think, a few videos just as like a brief hybrid. So today we're going to be talking about wells and septics.
And septic. Just rural properties.
So there's kind of different types of wells, septics, kind of septic bed, leaching bed, all that fun stuff. Where do solids go? Where do liquids go?
What can you flush? What can't you flush?
Well, you shouldn't be flushing a lot of stuff that we flush. And
Yes.
not we per se, I'm saying as a society.
As a society.
Um,
Well, when you flush into the sewers,
Mm-hmm.
it's like as long as it doesn't get stuck at the level of the toilet,
Mm-hmm.
nobody cares. It goes into the sewage system and they just let it go.
and then we wonder why our taxes are outlandish and ridiculous.
well,
Well,
that's a topic for another day.
throw away the key.
Throw it. But in terms of rural properties,
Yes.
when you're buying a rural property
Yeah.
outside like the city lines,
Like in our trading area in Caledon,
There's a
we're
lot.
considered in the sticks, in the boons, as
In
some
the
of my
boons.
family likes to say.
boonies.
Very uncultured, I would say.
Well, that's coming from your mouth, not mine.
No, Lewis told me to say it. He told me, don't you guys forget. No, I mean, where we live, it is definitely, as close as we are to the city, is definitely out of the city
Yeah.
where we start to get to these rural properties that are on well, they're on septic.
Mhm.
Some of them don't have high-speed internet.
Yep.
But the main purpose is just kind of what we see in wells. So
Yeah, like what to look for.
Yeah.
So
the different types.
different types. Like when you're buying a rural property, one of the conditions we always put, and any realtor worth half its salt, like they would do the same thing. You put a well test, you put a septic test, and flush.
Okay.
Before closing,
Yes.
Right. Septic flush is easy. Basically, they literally just empty out your septic tank. And we know what goes in septic tanks, so we don't have to discuss that part here.
Maybe we could show them some pictures of some septics we've seen getting.
Email us. We'll
Yeah.
send you private septic
If you don't want to
tank
eat tonight, email us and we'll send you some from our
Yeah.
personal collection of
septic
different-
tank flushes. Yeah, we've been to quite a few. But yeah, so basically you get it flushed on closing, the
Yeah.
seller's responsibility.
Yeah.
And when they're supposed to like examine the septic bed as well, make sure it's not like leaking or broken or rusty or anything along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
So when you move in, you get a fresh septic tank.
Yep.
You can fill it yourself.
Yep.
Right? They usually last, depending on how many people in the house. You could do it about like twice a year, maybe even once a year if like you're not. It depends how big your family is. Right?
It all comes down to some people
Usage.
like it more. Yeah, some people will want to do it less. Whatever, it does come down to usage. How many people, like Lewis mentioned. So
Yeah.
I mean, what we see with some of our clients, like a family of 2 or 3, they usually pump it every couple years.
Yeah, that's true. If
But
it's a
then,
small family,
you know, 4 or 5, I would suggest every year, every other year. You once you've lived on a property for a few years, you kind of get like the different kind of cycles you go through on how much usage you do something, so
Yeah.
you could gauge it.
and don't wait too long.
No,
'cause when
I mean-
it backs up, it's bad.
Yeah, it's not good. It really isn't
Yeah,
good.
you're walking on your grass and like your foot's sinking.
And you're like, why does it smell?
Oh, is that you have a septic bed?
Yeah.
So that's the septic part. The other one would be wells.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're on a well, depending on where you are, that water bed
Mhm.
that is under the ground is at different levels and layers, right? So the most common well would be a drilled well or a bored well.
Yeah, we see a lot of that over here.
Right. The only difference really is between bored and drilled is a full drilled well is deeper.
Mhm.
So you go to about the bedrock, and it's about 40 feet, give or take, and like you're getting like the deepest water.
Yeah, I would argue probably some
The
of
cleanest.
some of the best.
Yeah.
And then what we see a lot of our clients with wells, even with the water being pretty good, sometimes it can be hard. So they'll
Yeah.
put a water softener,
Yep.
a reverse osmosis, a
For
UV
drinking.
light.
Yeah.
There are some. Even we see clients that are not on rural properties that are on city water.
They reverse.
Same
on-
thing, yeah. They just want to make sure those minerals are good. They're taking out all the bad stuff that shouldn't be in there. Yeah, I mean, people argue all the time what's better. It's preference. It's like some people that we know that don't have gas and they have the propane cylinders and that's what their house runs on. You know, every couple months they fill up these big cylinders with
Yeah.
those trucks that come out. Some people argue propane's better. Some argue oil.
You could
it's
argue,
a preference.
You could argue well water's better for you than tap water just because it doesn't have as much like chlorine, and
Yeah.
fluoride, and all that garbage that they put in our water. But
And some people are just really worried that, like, you know, it can
the
get
well.
Yeah, it can get contaminated.
Yeah.
If
you gotta test it frequently.
Yeah, if you have, like, you know, maybe like in severe or like very extreme circumstances, somebody contaminated where they pour
Yep.
something down that they're not supposed
Yep.
to.
Yeah.
I mean, but for the most part, if you have a well on your property, chances are your property's pretty big. You would know
Yeah.
somebody messing around.
Yeah. So that's one of the things we do. We do a potability test.
Yeah.
Right, which is what he was saying. It's got to be drinkable.
And how many gallons it can pump to make sure that it's
Yep.
not going to. I mean, if you have a pool, generally what we would recommend is you get a water truck in, and a lot
Yeah.
of people look at us like we're crazy. Like, what do you mean?
Don't use your well for filling pools.
Even if you're on municipal water, a lot of people just would rather have it like they pay the water
It's
truck.
quick.
It's quicker,
It's quicker.
whatever. It's clean water, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
All that fun stuff.
But these are things that have to be checked when you buy these properties.
Oh, yeah.
Like never buy a house on a well without checking the well.
Yeah, and even if you're getting a mortgage, generally banks want to have that minimum of 3 gallons per minute
Yeah.
flow test.
Yeah, at least.
And yeah, the septic, I mean, it definitely changing one as opposed to putting a new one in, it won't be as crazy, but there's still a significant cost. You're looking
Could be 30 to 40 grand
Yeah.
depending on the size.
and
like,
that's just a pre-existing. If you're putting like brand new where it's inlet, outlet,
yeah.
it can definitely run you a cost. So just be aware of
Yeah.
what it is. That's why you use local specialists. I mean, we have a lot of people that have moved up from Toronto that it's just they get a better bang for their buck, and they have no idea what the well is, what the procedure. Even on a septic, you're supposed to use specific soaps, detergents, no oils down
Yep.
there. There is a little bit of restrictions. I mean, most of the people we know that live on well are like, yeah, the restrictions are so minute or minimal, it doesn't
Yeah.
even affect us, but it is still
It's still
something to be cognizant of.
You got to pay for it as opposed to sewers where like our taxes pay for it. It comes out of your own pocket.
Well, but with sewers, if I'm not mistaken, if there's something significantly wrong, the homeowner pays from like the portion of their house tying into where.
If it's between
So,
the house and the sewer,
there is like chances of that going wrong usually are slim to
that's
none.
slim. That's
And
slim.
you're more so you're worrying about a septic.
Yeah.
So
Because there's nowhere to go but to the septic tank. So be wary of what you buy. If you ever get talked into not putting these clauses by your agent because he wants a better offer,
they're doing a disservice.
they're doing a disservice because those things are very expensive.
Yeah.
And it's not like market depending, adding in a clause or a condition on like the septic and well, in the long run, it's better for you. If you're
Of
saving
course.
20 grand on the price of a house, you're going to pay that in a shitty well. So just get it tested, get it checked.
Yeah, I
right?
agree.
Do your due diligence.
That's all you can do. Sometimes people have the FOMO, you know, the fear of missing out, and just stick to your guns. Don't be persuaded in something that you normally wouldn't do.
Yeah, don't get a lazy agent trying to talk you out of doing
I mean,
the tests.
Ultimately, as the agent, the buying agent, they're out to look out for your best interest. So if you're not hearing that, especially in a soft market like we're in now, It could be, okay, well, what am I missing here? Or maybe they're just inexperienced, and, you know, a Toronto agent who sold your home's like, oh, I'll come do the buy. And it's like, yeah, but this is why you go with someone like us that, you know, have been doing it for a long time, have the resources, have the support, know, you know, have pretty much dealt with everything under the sun when it comes to real estate.
Or using the listing agent who's
they
working
think they're
for
going to
the
get a
seller.
discount, and meanwhile, their discount costs them more in the
Your
long
discount
run.
is, we're not checking the septic. That's your discount. You still want to use me?
And we'll see. That'll be interesting to come because us as realtors have new regulations coming December 1st. Teresa. That will definitely be tightening the belt on these agents that shouldn't be in the industry. So it'll be interesting to see. We'll do a follow-up video with that because we're still learning kind of a lot what's going on. But if you want kind of more of a breakdown or some more like hypotheticals or just questions you might have, send us an email. We'll answer it as best as we can. We try to keep these videos quick so that way you can watch them on the go.
Short and sweet, baby.
Short and sweet. We don't want to keep dragging on. So we got no problem if we missed a question or didn't break something down or just you need us to explain it better. Keep emailing us. We don't. It doesn't matter how many emails come in. Our goal, our mission is every email gets a response. Period. It doesn't matter if it takes us all night. It doesn't matter if it takes us a day, a week. We are committed to you.
Yeah, I know. It's the right way to do it. We have to.
You have to.
If you're being loyal to us, we got to be loyal to you.
You take pride in everything you do, and that's what we try and live by. I mean, we're a little goofy. That's why you see us like giggle and like snicker.
That's only because we're funny.
Funny looking.
That's for sure.
Unless our moms are watching us, then they're like, no, my babies, they're cute. All right, guys, so we'll leave you on that one. Have a great Thanksgiving. Those turkey comas are something to definitely watch out. Yeah, take a nap. Take a load off Sally.
Yeah, and don't forget to smash that like button.
Comment, subscribe, because we noticed that we don't see too many comments as much as we get like emails. Responses. And even our personal phones where we're getting texted. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, like
in a good way.
But we appreciate that, so keep that coming because we'll never say no to a call or a text. So.
You fans are what have brought us to where we are today.
Yeah, so thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.
All right, guys, have a good day.
All right. Later.